We're back. We're at our mountain getaway. Trying to beat the heat. Had a little change of weather. Breeze is coming in on a more positive note. Gonna get into the seats again in the Zephyr. See, we got the front ones, weather report. Front seats are looking as if they should sit there. We're not mounting them yet. The rear seats, if you remember, all we did was set it in place and we trimmed it. So we're gonna figure out how to mount the rear seats. See how there's no support for the cushion? And then the backrest is just cut and hanging in there. So let's check it out. Yeah, since we cut all the floors out, we have no seat mounting points at all. So this is sitting here, and when you sit in it, it's not going to support you. I want this to move rearward also. So I think we're going to start with getting this upright, the backrest set in, and then adjusting that to set under it. The principal thing I'm seeing, if I look in here, I don't think the backrest needs to be this tall. See, these springs, they can move around, but back here, it's just kind of doubled up. I think we can come down. You can see this, there's a couple wires, heavier wires, and I think we can just sneak this down a little bit. Maybe I'll get a table and bring it outside. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a perimeter wire frame. What we did here was just chopped it off so it would fit in there. So it needs some kind of structure, and this is what I was saying. See how busy this gets? We'll make two little hangers so that it slides in just like it's supposed to. Let me get that work table and we'll lay this out. All right, I opened up that door because it's still hot out. And it'll be a little brighter in the car. So this is what we got. Chopped off the seats. Oh, that's the bottom. I chopped this off, so we got this one loose wire. It's not doing much of anything. And then we got this structure. So what I was saying is I don't see why we need this top rail. I'm gonna go ahead first and just cut that right off. Because we do have these little tabs here, that's what it's gonna hang on. Actually, those tabs are gonna come off if we cut this, but that's what I see happening. All right, so we'll save those tabs. Now it comes to this. Like, what is this doing? Unless this, oh, this probably comes to the front. Yep. Okay, so this is the rail for this is the top rail rest that keeps these springs sprung. So cool. Flip this around so we can all register that. This had just fallen back like that. See, this is just super thin wire. So that actually goes here. So it keeps these springs stretched. So I got some real thin tie wire to just start to gang this up. Let me do that. It'll be hog rings in the end, proper, but this is just for temporary. Glad to have a very understanding and supportive wife. This is some of the wire for her garden, for her plants. Thanks, Jamie. Boom. Start by just putting a little tie action on this. This is definitely something a professional upholsterer would have a say at. I'm thinking we can just salvage this. This is going to be an issue in reconstruction, but I don't see why you couldn't just take some of that heavy burlap stuff, you know, stitch it and wire it into the sides, and then foam around it. No, yeah. Past couple days I've definitely been off, and I'm feeling better. I don't know if it was an allergy attack or what, but something kicked my butt. All right, so that's that. Now we got the springs that are springing. And we're gonna have to look inside the car and come up with an idea for a wire frame. All right, so what I got for the seat back is this. It's about, I don't know, 5/16 or 3/8 rod, reasonably strong. And we're gonna create a perimeter wire frame to go around here. So Thing is, you know, it's coming up here. It's gonna be over the top, but like, do we want a hard radius like that, or do we want it? Yeah, I think, no, we definitely want it like to be a hard bend like that. All right, hey, look at that, new me, back in action. I grab a tape measure, see how tall this is. So this wire is gonna be about 19, and the width gonna be 40, 48. Nah, the width's gonna be 45, 19 by 45. All right, 19 and 45, that's a good year. 19, yeah, I'm gonna measure 2 of these together, go over to the truck and bend them. I just had an idea. Yeah, put a mark on both of these. And I had this old piece of PVC tube laying here. We're getting super low tech now. Why the PVC tube, you may ask? Because I'm gonna bend this. Because I'm gonna bend them together, I want them to stay together. So I'm gonna pull it with this. Can you dig it? Pull it through, they both stay taut, same leverage. So how are we gonna bend these? We got the glasses cam. Let's take a little walk. Hi, dogs. What's up? Hi. Come on, let's go over here. I just had an idea. Look at that, paddle boards. So I'm gonna take this, I got the mark right here. Put that mark right on the trailer hitch, like so. And see, we got that. Just gonna pull that nice and easy, both sides. Nice 90-degree bend. See? Shadow. There is a madness to my method, is there not? Come on. Hey. Hop up. Come here. Hi. Hi. I know. So much affection. Thanks. Come on, we gotta go back in the shade. All right, so hopefully before this 3 minutes runs out, the glasses, we'll be able to put this in here. Man, does that look like a seat back or what? I like it. All right, let's lay this out. I might even double this up. I don't know. Let's put it on the workbench. All right, so we're saying 45 on the width. Like that. Like that. See where we're at. 50. Wow, we are way, way wide. 45, right there. All right, so the only reason that I would double these would be to make the backrest that much stronger across the top. I don't know, considering what that other thing was made of, I don't think we need it stronger. Cut right through here, we're gonna make that. On a lot of stuff like this, I won't cut it right in half, because that way you have the stock kind of material strength through. I like to put the weld right on the edge of the corner. I'm gonna make an effort to not chew up this table too much, even though I was drilling holes through it last time. All right, so that goes there. That goes there. That gets welded on there. Big news, I forgot my welding helmet at home, so I'm going to use the gloved hand technique. Don't recommend it, but in a pinch, that's what we're gonna do. We're running on a short set of things today. I was looking for a piece of steel so I wouldn't melt the table, but I found a dustpan. We don't have a flat table today either, so just gonna stack up some of these as a little guide. Yeah, just like that. So when I said the gloved hand, I'm gonna run the arc inside so I don't get it in my eyes. It's just how it's gonna happen. It's okay for tack welding. I wouldn't recommend like a structural job by just using this very questionable method. Yeah, I just got a little spot on it to start. Bend that into shape. So see, I just have my hand over the arc, so I'm not looking at it. Not the best way. Did we make it happen? Sure did. Gotta remember to bring all the right tools. All right, I feel confident enough in that. Stick it in the car, see what we got. Yeah, exactly what we want. Get these two out of the way. Yeah, I like that. All right, so if we're gonna take this now and attach it to that seat back, let's put that in place and just make a couple marks. Who knows, I might just do a small tack on the wire frame, not on the spring part, if this works out. Okay, so the way that this frame is coming down, too much at the bottom. I'm gonna take that off, cut that right now. These are where it bolted in, but we're gonna go straight through here. And I'm seeing it's a little bit wide, so I wonder if I shouldn't just knock this in. Let me cut these off first. And then, this isn't a 90 degree here, this is a little bit up, so I'm gonna fold this with the big pliers. So this corner, 90 degrees would be here, so this, see, it gets wider. It's just the way they design it. So I'm gonna just take this, it's gonna bend that in. Oh, that just broke. Easy enough. Yeah, so now it's 90. Cool. Let's do the same on the other side. That's pretty brittle. Yeah, well, either way, it's out of our way. So yeah, that little bit of twist is not going to affect. There's so much cushion on this. All right, let's pop it back in. See what happens. Yeah. Perfect. Yep, now that top rail is meeting. Yeah, that's totally cool. All right. I don't know, I'm tempted to weld that on. Wish I had my helmet. I have some big, strong zip ties just to hold this in place. Let me check. Or I could use that wire. Just a little primitive. Yeah, no zip ties. We're gonna wire it. I can always tack it on the bench. Yeah, that's what I was worried about fighting, was just getting this to stay. My younger years, I probably would have just welded this right now without a helmet, but at least we got a wire on it. Hello. Building seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you press stop on that?
I wanted to say hi to everyone.
Oh.
Hi.
Working on our seats. Shadow and Blue helped me. Got a little boo-boo for the crowd.
Aww.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice. Hi, everyone.
Make sure she doesn't knock that over. Yeah. All right, so we got this at least attached temporarily. I'm gonna put this on the table again, and then we'll do some checking out. This is what we got. In short, that wire frame comes right to the edge here. So now that I got these wires on it, I'm gonna weld it. I'm gonna burn it on there. Just make sure that these are even looking, because this frame isn't a spring. So I can weld to that. Now we gotta get these to match. Guess I could just do that. Yeah, let's carry on. Let's weld this whole thing together. Really wish I had a helmet. All right, I think that's cool. So new wires will be run and strapped through this edge. Now we got a seat back that's gonna sit. Now, I think probably for this corner, we'll get some thinner wire, and that'll all just be hog ringed together. What I was getting at is to get this thing to hang up on that rear deck. So let's get those little pieces. Remember, we saved these little guys, and we'll weld them right back on. All right, so I got these little hook tab things, and I'm gonna put those right to the heavy wire frame that we just made. You can see right there. All right, now we got two hooks. I'm gonna set this in the car and make two marks. Actually, I could probably just scratch that thing up and down. It'll tell us where we're going. And we're gonna make two little receivers for it to hook onto. Totally groovy. Actually, you know what? I can make those receivers right into the rear tray. These are gonna land right here. 1, 2, and I'll show you with the close-up glasses. Super cool. So, in a nice twist of fate, what has happened, these little hooks, these things, they go over the edge of the shelf here. So I marked on each side of that where they go, and I'll be able to drill in and they'll just cut with the disc and they'll just drop in. This one's a little bit bigger. So I can cut with the disc across there. Now I got 2 slots. Perfect. Totally groovy. That was completely unexpected. All right, seat back is secure. Now the seat bottom, let's get into that. All right, now the seat bottom, this is kind of interfering with it, I think. But I don't really want to cut that. What do we want to do? Let's stick that in there and take a look. This is definitely interfering. Even though there is some accommodation for a drive shaft tunnel in there. It's just, no, this is cool. Just go in. Oh, I see now the corners want to come off. Yeah. These corners are interfering. So that's it. Let's bring this up on the table and nip these off. This is coming in right into where the fender wells are. There it is. Yeah, that's cool. Now it pushes right up where it should be. And that locks in. I like it. That'll give a nice cushion to cushion. Yeah, because you don't want to feel like you're going under if you sit in there. So, all right, that's cool. So, now we got to figure out what's going on here. Got some 1-inch square tube. I'll probably make it out of that. I was wondering about bending this right around here, and I don't think I can do that without my bender. So what's the workaround, you ask? The workaround might be to simply put legs in right now. We don't need like the structure of this 1-inch to follow around perfectly. As long as it's grabbing the base of that, we're good. So let me measure this, make sure we're both same distance off the back wall. Yeah, what I might do actually is just cut this off right there where the leg is, and I'll just make that in the bender and add it later. I'll just attach it. So we're coming to this back wall. We're at 7.5 out. Coming to that back wall. We are same. Cool, so that's even. All right, so height off the rocker, 7 3/8. Off the rocker, 7. So yeah, it's a little bit out of shape. Let's just say we lower that one down, 7. And yeah, we'll make them both 7. All right, let's cut 2 uprights. Actually, no, we don't want to go there. We want this to land somewhere. Yeah, let's leave this in the seat as a good mark. So from right there, got 7 3/4 on that side, 9 over here. We got 7 1/4. We got 7. So let's make this. We want 1/8. 1/9. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how this floor is an inch lower on this side because the seat on the rocker panels is even. Yeah, the floors are just a little bit uneven, but you're not even gonna notice that as long as this seat's level. And that it is from the rocker panels. We got 7. Put 1 in here. Yeah, let's cut 2 8-inch legs. Why doesn't that look like it's even? We're saying we're 7 3/4 out. Let me make one quick measurement. All right, now let's see how this whole contraption goes back together. I found the center of this tube. So we're gonna put that here. Whether or not that's perfectly center, I don't know. Then these are gonna go back here like that. Check. Make a couple marks. I'm gonna set these up first and then put the uprights. I'll pop this back out. This is what I was getting at, this measurement right here. Now we can measure these rocker panels once again. Going down, 7. Going down, 7. Come on. Let me put these legs in. I wonder if I shouldn't have something on the floor. No, I don't think so, because this is strong. I can always gusset that. Yeah. This is just to get this process started. Let's square that up here. That looks good. Reasonable. Now what I was getting at in a prior statement was I'm going to cut this off right here. That way we can build that corner out of something a little more reasonable. When I say reasonable, I mean reasonable to work with under the circumstances of not having a tubing bender. All right, back to the bench. All right, so the front of the seat bottom is straight across, but then we have 2 details on each end, which is a curve. And to pull that round tube with what we have here at the house, not gonna work. You could cut it, take you a lot of time, a lot of welding, but for the strength that we require, I don't know we're going to need to do that. Let's see, we're coming across, and then right about here, pull that material off, right about here is where the curve starts, right? So that's a pretty tight curve. To do that with a piece of tube, not gonna bother with it. I have some flat bar. So if you know about the interior of vehicles, this is going to be a piece similar to a door panel. You know, you got your face there, and then you're gonna make a face that goes along the front of the seat. And that's gonna curve around with the bottom of the seat. So instead of trying to pull that tube and match the strength of all that stuff, we don't need to. We can make it out of this flat bar, and the panel can just attach to that. This will be a lot easier to curve, and nothing's gonna push that down. That is super strong. So let's curve this for the sides of the seats. All right, so how, you may ask, are you gonna curve that to fit? We're gonna need a lever of some sort. What do we have when you have nothing? Well, we made those seat brackets, but I don't wanna bend them. We do have the trailer hitch on the truck again. Why don't we try that? Let's go for the action cam. We're gonna go over to the truck. We're gonna try to pull these curves on the trailer hitch. All right, I was about to go to the trailer hitch on the truck when I saw this table. This used to be in the back of the shop. Look at this. That's not a perfect lever for making bends. I don't know what is. Watch this. 1, 2. Yep. See, benders are all around us. Happy little accidents. So this is making too tight a bend, but I know how much material I'm gonna need to make it around that corner. Pretty close. And that'll be a straight shot, right? So let's do the other end of this. You know, they say the never say die attitude. Got a car, needs seats, we're gonna make it happen. All right, so we got 2 coils made on each end of this. I've said it before, it's much easier to relax this curve than it is to create it. Let's bring it into the shop and unbend it a little bit to fit the sides of those seats. Yeah, look at that. It's like a piece of a big wrought iron railing. All right, so that's what we have, right? Now, we know we want, actually we have it straight here. So this is where we get a little bit different. Let's take this out, take that out, take that out. Right? Right on the money. We don't know what angle comes back to the car. If it's tight, if it is tight, we can take this and do that. So we're gonna, I mean, this will work universal for both sides. Yeah, cool. So we got that one. Let's do this one. The same thing. Let's relax it. Bend it out, bend it out. Yeah, see, it matches that radius. And however this is gonna work out, if it's gonna do straight back, we got that. Cool. All right, let's put this back in place. So I love it when a plan comes together. So this comes up, out the way. This one gets wedged in hard, right to there, so that this matches here. And this will have a little retaining thing. It's just like a little flat tab to hold that. Once that's in, and this comes down, pushes on it, locks it into place. Cool. So this is what we're talking about building. And what I'm seeing is as it comes off of here, this could probably just come right back to that corner and be super strong. So I'll tell you what, measuring this, let's just say from here to the front is this full width. This is 16. I'm gonna cut that flat bar with a little extra leg of 17 inches. I'll be right back. So I cut this off. See this? This can come in. I'm just doing a little loose mock-up, right? Like that. So this to come all the way back. We want this to land here. So let's cut 3 inches off of this leg. You can see how this starts to come together. See, it's starting to fall under. And we're looking at this curve, how it comes together. This is where it wants to go straight. So let's cut that off. Now we're coming a little bit closer. Right? I like that. We want this to be under here. So now, let's see. See if we want this to come in. That to lift it up. We're going to have to cut the corner off of this to drop it down. See, now that is matching that angle there. Super close now. So this, I'm going to cut right at the fingertip. So we want that to land under here. Super close. See how I'm doing it just in little tiny increments? So looking at that, this looks good, but I could see from my quick eye view. You want to take this, just took these corners off, right? We're just creeping up on it. So this is want to come in just a little bit. Can you see that angle? It's just about perfect. We need to come down just to get underneath that. A 1/4 inch more to bring that down. And that sits on that. Super close. Yeah, I think I can live with that because this thing's going to be flexible. I think I'm going to tack this on just like that. Cool, let's do it. Hopefully the sound worked on all that. What I ended up doing was trimming this gradually down to fit in and mount below this seat, just like that. Cool, let's put a weld on this. So what I was getting at is this is super strong, right? Nothing's ever gonna be in the way of that. We could just cap this off with whatever panel. Let's knock the other side of this out. We'll call that seat installed. Set up this as a little gauge on what the material might be, and I don't want to sit on that, but oh yeah. Now that is comfort. Tons of room, tons of cushion. That front seat's going to be nowhere near my legs. It's a big car. You're looking out the window. It's not a chop top. We're going to have to set up some really cushy armrests, maybe some cup holders. Someone said there's definitely room for a nice stereo in that car, and I don't disagree. So, yeah, I call this rear seat good. The front seat is good. These can pretty much go to the upholsterer at this point for final wire detailing. All the hog rings, everything to really set it up for a seat. And what are we going to do next? Even I don't know. We're going to do something, so come on back. We'll keep building cars.